Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. So here we are at the panel discussion on AI for digital defense, safeguarding India's virtual frontiers. As a brief introduction, I'm a counsel at Khaitan & Co., a national law firm, and I deal with data privacy, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence regulation. And of course, as I start the questions to the panel, first I would ask them to give a brief of what they do, when I first raised the question. So with that, I think for Sachin, my first question. Right. So the first question, and Sachin, of course, introduce yourself first. What role does collaboration between governments, private tech companies, and startups play in advancing AI for cyber defense?
Uh, Hi everyone, good afternoon. This is Sachin Anchal. I am director, co-founder for Astral AI. We are into services and application development related to AI based on computer vision as well as Gen AI on various sectors such as transportation, healthcare, banking, and public sector related to e-governance solutions. Right. Coming back to the questions, so collaboration fosters the innovation, right? So there are three aspects. The first is government. Government gives you the resources, the framework using which you have the platform to build something, right? Followed by private enterprises. These give you the scalable solutions and platforms which the enterprises or the governments can use. And third is the startups. Now startups are very aggressive and agile for bringing something new, very niche, which is not there in market. So together, government along with these scalable solutions by private enterprises and platforms and startups can create something which is new and more secure in nature, right? Taking an example, government came out with a DPDP framework, right? So protecting personal data, that helps all the organizations, be it private enterprises or startups, to make sure that they implement the governance strategy in their ecosystem to make sure they are abided by the norms of DPDP, hence going scalable as well as more secure. So these kind of collaborations will definitely be leading the innovation in the defense sector.
Thank you, Sachin. Chetan, again, do introduce yourself, but the first question for you. Machine learning and computer vision are crucial for real-time decision making. How do you ensure reliability and adaptability in these systems, particularly in high-stakes environments?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chetan, co-founder and CEO of Samaj AI Solutions. We deliver real-time video analytics over CCTV camera footages, primarily with the focus of security and compliances. So, excellent question, Sumandra. I think basically, let me take it in two parts. One is reliability and second is adaptability. In case of reliability, what we primarily deliver is redundancy and transparent models.
If you could just take the mic.
Okay. So redundancy in terms of networks, redundancy in terms of systems as well that do the processing video analytics, and then transparency of models brings in the adaptability as well. That the customers, they feel communicated that how the real-time machine learning models are actually working on the video footages that they have provided us, or probably the real-time video footage from the CCTV camera itself. So this answers your question.
Right. Thank you. Manish, the first question for you. What are the emerging AI use cases for runtime security for LLMs and vulnerability assessment?
See, with the advancement of all these LLM models, and we are talking about thousands of these models being launched every day. So there's a big risk which is emerging into the market is how about the misuse of these models? Right? If models are being launched without having a proper security frameworks implemented, it brings an equal amount of risk back to the system. To give you example, somebody can do a prompt injection into the models, or if we change by using some runtime manipulation, what if the output of these models gets changed, right? And this can, and if it is working in a complete supply chain model where one model is also dependent on the other, or there is some inputs which are coming from a previous model, and if that input is also wrong, the entire supply chain can be impacted. So the emerging concept of AI being security is that how do we go and ensure the runtime protection for these LLM models? How do we go and ensure that the complete models which are being developed are launched in a manner that it is fail-proof from any kind of threats which can originate from external system? Or if I talk about hallucinations of these AI models, or behavior change of these models, how we are going and training these models. So these are also some of the inputs which has to be taken care of. So now from security perspective, runtime protection is becoming very, very important for any LLM model which is coming into the market. Red teaming is taking shape, where a complete vulnerability assessment should be done on these AI models where before being launched. So these are the new emerging concepts which is coming in now from security perspective.
Right, thank you so much. Amar, for you, the first question. What are the AI use cases that can be relevant for spam anomaly detection to prevent misuse?
Yeah. Myself, Amar from Mailer Cloud. I'm the co-founder and CTO. So regarding spam detections, right now in the current market, you might be facing a lot of spam-related emails stating, for example, from the corporate point of view, HR might be getting an email from the from stating they are coming from the founder, stating that can you please transfer 10,000 rupees to I am stuck with some of the cases, please make this transfer this amount. This kind of social engineering attacks have been happening. So in cases of Mailer Cloud, when we are dealing with this kind of use cases, we analyze this kind of patterns and this kind of use cases with the training the AI model with this kind of data points, and we can able to identify this kind of threats in an effective way. So to handle large volume of data and in a fraction the time and instance that is a current key in the market, we are able to give the correct solution of this kind of problems in the market. Yeah.
Right. I think before I start the next round of questions, I was actually having a conversation with the panelists before we came on stage, and a couple of very important points came up. One is ironically use of AI to commit frauds. Incredibly enough, as with any technology, it can be used for good and can be used for bad. So it's up to the good guys to basically be ahead of the bad guys. And the other more important question that emerges is ultimately, I think, as most of us are aware, is that an AI is only going to be as good as the data it is trained on. And there is a lot of debate at this point on its scraping, collection, use of data for training of AI. And with that, I'll start the second round of questions. Sachin, for you, what are the biggest challenges in implementing AI for digital defense, especially in terms of data security and ethical concerns?
Okay. So, top three challenges that comes to my mind. The first is how do we safeguard the sensitive information, sensitive data that we are handling, right? And what data set are we using to train our models, right? So that's first. Second would be the cybersecurity posture of our solution. It may include the authentication mechanism, authorization mechanism, what level of information is exposed to the end user, right, while training or while inferencing, right? So that's the second biggest challenge. And the third would be the ethical AI principle. So we see a lot of unbiases, hallucinations in our responses, right? That how do we mitigate it? So I think there has to be a more trusted framework around all the three aspects so that we can mitigate these challenges and trust our responses better.
Right. So with that, I'll just move to the next question for Chetan this time. You worked extensively on developing AI-driven solutions. What has been the most rewarding aspect of applying AI to solve real-world problems?
So, Sumantra, majorly these real-time video and everybody talks about data being the new oil. So every enterprise right now wants to protect their data. So they try to create their own data centers. They want to keep those data centers probably in a virtual network where only they can access it. This is how they're solving it. But truth of the matter is that most of the hacks, most of the data leaks, they're happening through social engineering only, which also means that humans actually are the weakest link in this whole scenario. So in any case, to monitor humans, you would require some kind of physical security as well, and identifying the behaviors of people and identifying where the pattern actually breaks from the normal behavior. This is what is crucial for anybody to identify, and I think humans are not equipped to solve this problem. So some kind of innovation in the AI field is only the right way to for the enterprise to take.
Thank you, Chetan. So, Manish, I think following from these questions, I think, again, since we are talking, or if we are going to rely on AI in such a big way, it's important to understand what its, capabilities can be. And so my next question to you is that, what are the practical examples of AI use cases on predicting cyber threats?
Let me cite a few examples which will help us to understand, these models. He was talking about computer vision and all. We have seen some use cases where, RTO department started doing some work in terms of, speed capturing and all this, right? And then it was fully automated to raise a RTO related challan as well. I'm sure many of you would have got some challans for your cars or bikes. You do that. Okay, great. Okay. Now imagine a scenario that some prompt or some calculation using these AI models go wrong, and thousands of challans get generated, wrongfully, or some misbehavior, or some cyber fraudster comes into picture, do some prompt integration, change the behavior of the model or the output. We call it tampering with the language models, or tampering with those agents or AIs. Those are the side impacts. And how do we ensure the integrity of these models? First. Second, we are also talking about a model where we can do a predictions. Right? Cyber is all about cyber risk quantification. We can't ever say that we are 100% safe. It's not going to work like that. We are in a digital world. So how much risk quantification we can do? And AI is going to play a lot of role, because we have scores of security implemented across organization. We talk about perimeter security, endpoint security, we talk about network security, and we are talking about mobile application security and multiple other things. How at the end we go and correlate all these security products together, generate something which is meaningful for organizations to create some kind of quantification, kind of risk score? Can we go and understand that on this side of security we are weak or we are strong, and if we are weak somewhere, what is the kind of prediction models which we can do? Yeah. So this comes as a combination of multiple data points, different AI models, different security models, different compliances being compiled together. I was talking about ISO and OWASP, and other standards have also being related to AI has already come to the market. So it's a complex subject. I would like to say that it has to evolve. Prediction principles has to work in sync with the data which is being collected in terms of user behavior understanding, in terms of correlating all these data points together, and how much we can do a learning. And while we are doing this learning, I always believe that the learning has to be meaningful. It should be designed in such a way that it gives you at least 99.99% or maybe 99.999% of accuracy before we bring it to the market. So this is going to be ever evolving, and more models come, more gaps or security features we can enable, or the gaps which we see, and we have to continuously innovate around it.
Right, thank you. I think keeping in line with that theme on capabilities, Amar, next question for you. How can AI assist in fraud detection, particularly, let's say, in case of email frauds?
Right. As you mentioned, so one of the major aspects which all we are facing right now is the fraud emails being circulated in the market. So which is very difficult to understand and able to tackle with that particular frauds. For example, a company like for example, I will take my example like mailercloud.com, and my colleagues are getting emails from mailercloud.com, similar kind of a domain, and my name is being injected to that particular email and been received and been it is been received and circulated to the my social circle, and people are being to uh, uh, used to be a victim of that particular email and able to tackle this kind of scenario. For example, in our use cases in MailerCloud, how we do is that we used to analyze and predict the data whether this kind of messages has been authentic or not authentic. Already there have been valuable authentication mechanism already in place, like for example SPF, DKIM, DMARC. Already other security features are already built in the market, but these models are this kind of security features are not enough in this current context, because people are coming up with different other options to handle this kind of fraud related activities. So for example, the frauds emails which is circulated in this current market, it is also been SPF pass, it has been also been DMARC, and it can be also been DMARC pass, and all other security guidelines can be adopted, and still people are getting fraud emails. So these are the other challenges which we need to come up with this with the help of AI, how we can able to handle this kind of scenario and able to tackle this kind of situations. For the companies it will be in a higher note, and for the individuals and customers also that will be also playing a crucial role in this market.
Right, thank you. I think, of course, much has been said about the state of play of AI. I think there's also been quite a bit of fears on, AI taking over jobs in the world and all of that stuff. I think I'll share a example in the legal world. I think I can't quite remember which country this was, but a lawyer had basically relied on a particular AI application to make a filing to the court, and then the judge was reading that filing and asking the advocate, okay, can you please share this case law with me, because I have never heard of it. And as it turns out, as one of the panelists was mentioning about AI hallucinating, AI had hallucinated that case law.
The digital defense. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin. Chetan, we've got an audience here. In terms of challenges, what do you think can different stakeholders, including those in the room, play in furthering the cause of AI, while, of course, ensuring that the larger interests are, kept intact?
So, Sumantra, I see two major gaps in the system right now. One is the current state of the art of the AI and the scenario of current deployment in the enterprise sector right now. If you see the past 30-40 years, you will see that the growth of innovations has been exponential. Right now, we are seeing innovation every 3 to 4 months. Some new model from Google or the big tech companies is coming up, and it is revolutionizing the industry. At least it's creating a buzz. While earlier it was like every 10 years there was something like there was mobile phone, then internet, and something like that, right? Now it is happening every 3 months. So now the adaptation in the industry, basically them grasping the AI by the threads and probably putting it into their own systems. I think that has to be blazing fast. It can't be gradual or a gradual improvement anymore. That is one of the one of the things. So we have to educate ourselves blazing fast as well. The second part of this gap is trustability of the system, which probably will come through transparency and the whole system being very secure as well. As Manish rightly said, it has to be encrypted, it has to be safe, it has to be audited. You have to identify the gaps, you have to fill the gaps, you have to have some kind of certifications that can be put in place so that the system stays secure even in the most crucial environments.
Right, Manish, from your perspective, possible emerging trends and possibilities?
Trends will be all around, AI security, because as soon as the models are becoming reality, and in fact, you go to colleges and campus, and all the students are also talking about, developing some or the other AI agents for task automation, and that's the kind of innovation which is happening into the market. And while agents are going to take over multiple, manual roles, the emerging tech will be on both the sides on AI innovation, as well as it has to be complemented with AI security capabilities. So we need to ensure that the fast we are emerging onto the functional side to business side, we also do a quick catch up to ensure that our governance policies, our AI models, our, if we are into a supply chain kind of mechanism, even related to AI, if we are dependent on some inputs or from outside for our AI models, it has to be fail-proof. Okay, so companies need to create a very detailed policies now, okay, based on these new emerging ISO standards on AI or OASP standards on AI, and follow it. Responsible AI is going to be the future, and that's how it has to be in sync with innovation as well as security standards to be brought together.
Thank you. Amar, you and I were discussing earlier on emerging legislation in India on this topic. What do you think is going to happen in terms of regulation versus innovation in this space? Do you think we are going to clamp down faster than innovation happens, or do you have hope that innovation will sort of trump regulation?
So in our perspective, you means, right? In the area of email, right? You're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the email, so there has been drastic change. Like for example, if you just in the previous the discussion which I'm just listening. So there was a examples has been taken regarding an email being written by a employee for leave application, and without being validated, they has been sending out, and some example has been taken up. So there has been obviously the use cases for AI in adoption of email industry has already been taken, and it has been taken in such a level that without having a manual intervention, whole entire process is being taken care by the models, and there can be like the marketers need not to be intervene in any level of analysis can be taken out of in their operation stack. In that level it has been taken up. Like for example, it might be in the positive side or in the negative side. Like in the positive side, marketing automation taken into the next level, where the marketing managers can able to control the full entire operation activity within a prompt level. And the similar in the negative side, the attacking or the fraud part of the fraudster coming to the platform and creating a full entire stack for the taking payments from the end users. Like for it can be in any format. So there are different aspects coming to the picture both way, but we need to have a system in place where we can able to handle this negative side, as the other counterpart mentioned about the handling the negative sides in effective way, and positive sides where we can able to enhance our life in a better way, so that we can have a wonderful optimization in the each and every individual's works in a positive way, so that everyone can have a better ROI. I will tell in terms of marketing. I will mention. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much to the panelists. We are out of time. Can we take a couple of questions from the audience?
Can we please take it offline?
Okay. Do we have time for questions? From the audience, if anyone has questions for the panelists.